Hey, how's it going, people? It is the Hoff here, and today I'm doing a little bit something different. So, as you see here, we are on Lamar Wilson's channel, and the reason that I brought up his channel is because I'm going to review the build he bought from Origin PC and showing you how much he could have saved if maybe he would have tried to partner with another YouTuber. Now, my understanding is that he paid for this build. It's completely different if he didn't and they partnered with him to do this. But from my understanding, he paid for this build himself. And let's see if he would have either tried to build it himself, how much he would have saved, or maybe he could have even contacted another YouTuber like Jay's Two Cents, and they probably could have done something even more extravagant. But for now, let's jump into the specs of his build from Origin PC. So here we're on the Twitch. This was the live stream of his build. And over here you see that he's got ordered the Millennium build. He has it in his theme of red with black. And he did the Millennium version, which has the 1,000 watt power supply, which is plenty for what he's doing. I mean, that's what I have, and it's overkill for me. And then he has the X299 Asus motherboard. That's the ERG Strict, so that can hold the i9 processor, which he has the 7980XE. And then he cools it with the Origin 360 all-in-one cooler called the Frostbite 360. Then for graphics cards, he has two of the Founders Edition of the 1080 Ti's, which are 11 gigs apiece, and they're an SLI. Then he has 8 sticks of RAM that are 8 gigs each to be 64 gigs, and it's 3000 megahertz. Then he has the M.2 drive being a 1 terabyte from Samsung, and then he has a 4 terabyte SSD of the 850 Pro, and all that with the sleeve cables and the case come to $9,500. Yes, you see that correctly down there, 95. Now I'm going to skip ahead and show you exactly where they're talking about this as well. So here,
white sleeved cables, Asus X299E ROG Strix Gaming motherboard, Origin Frostbite 360, Intel Core i9 18-core 7980XE, dual 11GB NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 Ti's, that's two of them in SLI, 64GB of Corsair Vengeance LPX DDR4 RAM, a 1TB Samsung 960 Pro M.2 SSD, and a 4TB Samsung 850 EVO SSD. What a beast of a system.
yes, granted, beast of a system, but for $9,500, is that's a heck of a lot of money that a lot of us average people making the average US income will not have to spend. Not sure about other countries, but I know in the US the average income is not going to be spending $9,500 on a PC. So now that we got the specs, let's look at the system builder and see what it really costs. Okay, so first of all, we have the processor. The exact same processor they used is $18.99 if you buy it from Amazon, which is a lot cheaper than what I saw previously of $2,000. Now, me personally, if I was to buy this processor and I knowing about computers, I would have it delidded somewhere. And basically what that means is they take off the top of the processor, the shield or whatever, and they replace the thermal paste underneath between the die and the top, and then they replace the top with the glue around it to seal it, and the thermal paste that they put on is supposed to be better than what comes from Intel, and it lowers your temps. And that processor tends to run hot when you're overclocking. And if you're buying and spending $9,500, I would hope they've done that, but not too sure. Now, granted, I didn't find their cooler on here because I'm sure their cooler is something like this that they rebrand, but here is a 360 cooler, and by 360 it has three 120mm fans from Corsair, and that's at $169.99. Basically does the same exact thing. There's the exact motherboard for $319. Here's the exact RAM, 86874. There is his hard drive for the M.2, and that is $605.90. And over here it shows you where you can buy all this stuff from at its cheapest. 4TB hard drive, holy, that is a lot of space I wish I could have, but that's a lot of money that I can't spend. Then the two Founders Editions right now, that is the big issue. They're not showing. So we're going to have to go somewhere else and price those out. That's where a bunch of the money is going to come from right now. There is no case because they use a special case. Then they have the power supply, and for some reason that was selected as 850, so let me go ahead and change that because that is not the power supply he used. He used, we'll select the Supernova 1000. Okay, so there's the power supply. He didn't have an optical drive. So for the video cards, we are going to have to select something different for the video because they're not showing. And in all honesty, we just need a 1080 Ti. So let's choose to have 1080 Ti be the only showing, and let's choose the lowest price. So right now the lowest price, if you want to select the lowest price, is $904. The highest price is $2,000. Wow. So let's say if we add that, and then we add another video card for two-way SLI, our price comes to $7,338.33. So with that, you have a little bit of room if you so choose for overclocking. But that's not including your case. And that's not including the white sleeve cables. So let's find out the white sleeve cables, how much those cost, which now you can get from EVGA themselves. So you have the cable set individually sleeved. You get all the cables, and look at this, $59.99. And it comes with the 24 and the CPU cable, and then a 1x8 pin CPU cable, PCI Express cable, SATA, Molex. So you get all the cables that you need right there. So add $59.99 onto that build, and then let's look at case options because we're not done. Need a case. So most expensive case is $1,200. So let's just say they think they got the baddest case in the world. The baddest case in the world, and we're still under $1,000. So that means they're basically making $1,000 if they believe they got the baddest case in the world. So we're getting closer. Now, part of that is because of the fact that the video cards are so overpriced right now. They should only be around 700, 750. And those look to be like Founders Edition cards. Yeah. Essentially, that's the look of the Founders Edition. So, my 2 cents would be that you're paying a lot for places like Origin PC, and this gives you ideas on how to go with something completely different. If you want Origin PC, that's great, but at the same time, look at what they charge you, which is $9,500, and see here, $8,575, and then add the 59 on it, so maybe 8,700. So they're still making a couple hundred off of you, where maybe you can build it yourself and save a couple hundred. But overall, it's not a bad price for what he spent when you get the shipping, the armor, and everything else involved. But at the same time, you get the joy of building yourself. And you also can do a little bit of customization and know-how. And I think it would have been really cool to see him partner with another YouTuber versus a company for the build. But to each his own. I love his channel. I watch a lot of his videos because of the fact that, one, he can actually go get stuff that I can't because he actually has over 1 million subscribers. And two, he gets sent some pretty cool things. Although I see other YouTubers get sent the same stuff, his reaction to it is a lot better, in my opinion. And he tries to make it more family friendly and fun. So, like this. Wow, the ultimate Batmobile unboxing, that was pretty cool. I've seen some other people have it, but being a Batman fan, that thing was awesome. So I hope I can get somewhere close to his channel and do some of the things he does. But overall, I'd say his build is close to cost, especially when you add in the armor and the labor. So it wasn't a bad build, but wow, that is a beast of a build and expensive for $9,500. And hopefully it does his editing well and also does his gaming pretty well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button so we can get other people to watch it. And if you like this series, maybe I'll continue it with other companies that do specialty builds for customers that are YouTubers and Twitch streamers or whatever else. If you guys can hit me in the chat down below, we shall review their builds as well. Thank you guys.